just in the tent, in that, there's a plastic box right at the top that I put all my cuttings that I was doing last week. There's my craft knife, that big one.
All right.
I've left it in there, thanks. Hi Laura, hi Shelley, good morning. Good morning. Hope you're okay. We have gone live.
Oh, right.
Thank you. Let's just get my other bits on.
Laura's on.
Yeah. You got the hiccups. Okay. I'm just trying to find my live on my my phone, but obviously it doesn't work properly. Hi Jill, you alright? Oh, I'm doing something or other. That's Steve's little Steve's very funny with his little captions. Oh, there we go. So I'm here, I'm awake-ish. I'm vaguely alive. I might just need to blow my nose every now and then. Oh, how are we all doing? Oh, I'll have a coffee. So you can probably hear from my voice that I'm still not 100%. The cats thought he'd join us. So hopefully we'll get a few more joining. We don't get as much of the sun up here, up north. We've had a little bit of wind and rain. Oh, but we're okay. We're all okay. Well, best give that a clean. I've got cat food on it. Of course there's cat food on it. Hi Sue. Hi Karen. Good morning. Hi Gillian. Good morning, good morning. Let's just wipe that dirty template. See, that's the best thing about these templates is you can wipe them clean as well when you've got cat food on them, Steve. Hi Patricia. I've got cat food on something. I want cat food on blooming everything. I think there was something wrong if there wasn't cat food on everything. Okay, so today I'm going to do the album that I did. Well, I'm going to do the structure of it. Where I used some of the Ciao Bella. Now I used the lovely Woodland Creatures ones. Oh, lovely Sue, that sounds lovely. Yeah, the Woodland one from Ciao Bella, really lovely. Mixed media and ephemera pack. So I'm going to do the structure of the album, show you how to put it together. But I'll just see how I feel for actually doing the decorating bits of it, because I might not last longer than an hour today. I'll just see how I'm going. I'm sort of just slowly getting back into just basically doing normal things, to be honest, let alone doing crafting. I've really had the wind knocked out of my sails with this lurgy, unfortunately. So I'm using template set 5, and I'm using the sets that are set set 5, and it's the 3s, so it's the little mini chunky album, and then I've also got the little flip out bits as well, so the little flip out pocket pages and things, so it'll all become clear when I get going. So to start with, I'm going to build out my my cover, and for this again I'm usually using my grey board. I've had to rescue my knife from the gazebo because I got finally one of those huge industrial sort of guillotine things. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. You know, where you have to clamp all the papers down. Oh gosh, amazing. It's like knife through butter. It was very exciting, because it just means I can do a lot of my journals now really quickly for the inside pages. So this is the cover, and it's going to be in 3 sections. So you just draw around the whole template and then cut it down into 3. Yeah, you can't stay there though today, mate. I'm sorry. I know you want a cuddle. Yeah, I know, but it's craft live today, so you know what that means, mate. Waffle shift. I will get him out of the way in a second. I know, you're very lovely, Waffle, but it's busy work time. I'm going to change my space anyway, where I'm going to be doing my lives from very soon. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Thank you. Just so that I can shut the door on the animals. That doesn't include Steve, obviously, but he will be excluded from the room. What? Huh? I do need to change the blade on this knife as well. So it's up to you how wide you do your spine. Now for the other one, I did a smaller spine and I did wider pages. So it's up to you whether you adapt them or not. So there we've got our 3 pieces for our cover, and as usual I'm going to find my Tyvek sheet, which I usually have up here. If it's not there, it means I've run out, so I'll get another sheet. Yeah, no feeling sorry for you, Steve. Not feeling sorry for me. I feel sorry for you.
Why are you feeling sorry for me?
Because I said I would exclude you from the new live room. Right, just get me a piece of Tyvek.
Just
Okay, thank you.
I know.
Right. So I'm just going to cut my Tyvek. He'll go on the windowsill now. Yeah, that was Waffle being a big mardy, if you're wondering what that yah was. It's because he's trying to have a cuddle with me. But he's not allowed, is he? He's not allowed. Not right now. Not right now. He isn't very happy. He's a big mardy. And then I'm just going to put some tape down either side. So like I say, you can adapt the templates to how you want. If you wanted a longer cover, you can do. Laura thought it was one of her cats, Steve. Laura thought it was one of her cats yarring. It was Waffle. She's just asked one of them what was wrong. No, he's gone sulking on the windowsill now. I know when I went for my pre-op for my knee, the girl, she said this time of year they get so many cancelled operations because people are out in the garden and they get like scratches and cuts, and you're not allowed to have any ops there with any open sores or anything, any cuts. And obviously since then, I'm not kidding, the cat has not stopped scratching me. So I'm going to have to wear a full body armour soon, so that I'm not sort of due me up just yet, but when I am ready for it, I'm going to have to make sure he's nowhere near me. Because honestly, it's like he listened to her, because he's not stopped scratching me since then. So I'll just line it up, and it's usually 2 widths of your grey board distance in between. So sometimes I'll make myself a little tool where I've stuck 2 pieces together to slot in to give me an idea. That wasn't a bad guess, was it? Yes, just so it gives you a good hinge, a good gusset, as we say. And then the other piece. So as long as you've got plenty of room in between so that it folds and creases nicely, you're not doing too bad. Right, I'll just see, my knife is really needing a new blade on that. I'll get that sorted out after. Just trim all these little bibbly bobbly bits off the top. There we go. Can't beat a good gusset, Jill. You can't. I say that all the time. Right, let's have a swig of my coffee. So I'm just going to cover this to start with, and I just use my trusty cartridge paper for this. It works a treat every time. I've got that's crafty glue. And what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to take the lid off it, because I want to spread a little bit around so it's easier just to take the lid off. Bish bash bosh, done. I've got my nice glue spreader. Get all that nicely done. So this is the glue that you just need for everything, really. It's the glue of glues. There we go, and I'm going to leave around 3/4 of an inch, something like that, around the edge of the cover to fold over. And then just miter the corners, so cut a nice diagonal line across, leaving a couple of millimetres overlapping, and that just gives you nice neat corners then. Give that a crease down. The glue of glues, there you go. It is the glue of glues. And I have got a new glue there, so let's just get that open. Just for the edges. Hi Angela, good morning. There we go. So as long as you give it a good crease all the way around your grey board to start with, and then give it time to stick down as well. And then this little bit at the side, people always struggle with this, but basically where that overlaps, I just use my thumbnail just to push it in so that it's lying flush with the top edge of the grey board, and then when you fold it down you get a nice neat corner. I don't know what I've done with my nice bone folder. That'll be somewhere or other. Just to give that a nice good press down. And what I like about the size of this little journal is that you can use your 12 by 12s, your 8 by 8s, your 6 by 6s, and all your little bits of offcuts as well, because it doesn't take that much paper to do all your matting and layering. And then this little bit here, gently just give that little rub where your gusset is, just to give that crease over to start with. So that's the outer cover covered, and because I've given it a nice thick gusset in between, it just means that that paper won't crack when I fold that over. And then for the inside cover, the easiest thing I do is just use the cover that I've already done as the template. Just trace around the outside of it, and then basically just cut inside about 1/4 of an inch top and bottom so that it's slightly smaller. And I'm going to use my paper trimmer because I've got a new blade on it. I'm very excited about that. So all I'm doing it's just coming in about 1/4 of an inch that direction, and then about 1/4 of an inch on the other side, so that now will fit inside the cover. Oh, hi Michelle, how are you doing, lovely? Nice to see you. So that will just fit nicely on the inside of your cover. And for this, because it's got like a little bit of movement that's going to happen, obviously with opening and closing, I always tend to put tape and glue. So the tape holds it to start with. Oh, bless you. So I always use tape to start with, just to give it a hold, and then the wet glue as the permanent hold as well. So this is the nice tissue tape from That's Crafty. I do like this tape. It's a tear tape, so you don't have to struggle using your scissors on it. That's it. And then my wet tape just around the outside edge then, and a little bit on the inside. These are your key points, this bit here, and down here, because that's where a lot of the movement is when you open and close your book. Hello, hi Glynis, how are you doing, lady? and then that then can be stuck over the top. So that's the cover done. So I'll give everything a nice good crease down with my bone folder, and then oh, where are you going? Where are you going, lady? So just find where your little gusset is and give that a little crease. Again, gently, gently. Now Glynis is here. And just gently tease it up so that your paper layers sit nicely in that little gusset. Same on the other side. So, you know, don't be heavy-handed with this, Glynis. Gently, gently. You just want to stretch the fibres of that paper so that it gives you a nice creased cover. There we go. So that's our little chunky cover. We like that. Okay, so onto the hinges. Now the hinges is a stacked hinge. Excuse my nose. Oh dear me, I'm going to have to blow again, aren't I? Where's the other bits of it? Oh. Really? Really? I've lost the other two pieces already. Oh, flipping heck. I have literally just had them on the table. But never mind, never mind. So you will have these little bits here. There should be 3 of them, but obviously I've lost 2 of them already. I don't know where I had lost them. I'll just check the bin. Knowing me. No, I don't know what I've done with them. Never mind. Oh. I'll just check the floor. Oh, there they are. Found them. See, that's Waffle Wheeler, that. He's a little monkey. Oh, nice. Off to Rutland. Lovely. As I was saying, these 3 pieces are your hinge pieces. And basically they stack up so that it creates little hinges on top of each other that you attach your pages to. So you can either attach folded pocket pages or just plain pages, however you want to attach your hinges. Well, Waffle can go and do one at the minute. Okay. So I'm using cardstock for this. And I'm just going to draw around these 3 templates, including my little crease lines there and there. One there. One there, one there. Okay. don't want my little notifications out. It's probably to tell me I've got some missing items from my Asda order. It's usually the pink pickled onions. They're never in stock. I normally get them from Aldi. Okay, and then these need a really nice crease on them. And because it's a nice chunky album with a nice wide spine, it just means that your inside pages you can put quite a bit of ephemera, pockets, tags, whatever you want. You've got the space for it. Pink pickled onions, have you not had them? Oh, they're lovely. I first had them on one of those rice bowls from Go Burrito, I think it was. Oh, they were lovely. So now I have them on my burgers. I have them on a salad. They're just a very nice accessory, including your pickled gherkins as well, which we do like as an accompaniment. Because I can't really have salad dressings and stuff now, I like all the little tasty individual bits with vinegar and things like that. It just makes everything a little bit more tasty. Okay, so now we're going to layer them up. So you fold them up so it makes like a staple shape, and then we're going to glue that. Well, I assure you they exist. Oh, see, I can't not have onions. I love onions. I love an onion. I love raw onion, fried onions, boiled onions, pickled onions. Yeah, I do love an onion. So you just lay it so that it sort of fits inside the crease of the one below it. Let's make sure it's nice and lined up. Cornichons. I don't know what cornichons are. And then a little bit of glue down that middle bit on the small piece. So I'll spread that out with my finger because you just need to make sure it doesn't overspill on this side, because at the minute you don't want that sticking to anything else. You need it to be quite free. But as long as it just sits, it'll sit inside the crease of the one that's underneath it, just to love it. Just so it all lies nice and flush. And then I will get my rubber and take out the pencil lines. Oh, mini gherkins. Okay, yep, I like them. I like them. Yeah, fried onions and bacon, that's nice. I do that with my rice sometimes. I'll have my rice on the hob and then turn it off for 10 minutes to cook, and then in a pan I'll do some sliced mushrooms, sliced peppers, some nice sliced onions, and fry them up and then put them in my rice with some chicken, and I've got savoury rice and chicken. Very tasty. Okay, so that's my spine hinge done, and that will allow for 6 pages, either double pocket pages or little individual pages. So that then will sit inside your spine. But I am actually going to put paper on it first. I always forget, but I'm not. I'm going to do that first. So I'm actually going to use the quintessential book today. That's the book of choice today, which is the Ciao Bella absolutely beautiful quintessential paper mixed media junk journal collaging scrapbooking paper. It is just gorgeous. So Laura will have that on her website. I did use it yesterday as well on the card that I did for my Wednesday project. So all I did with that, I just stamped with my Daisy stamps onto the 2 different background papers, and then used that Wow white puff powder. I don't know if I put that in the link. If not, I'll add that to the link from yesterday, to make the centre of the flowers. But a really lovely idea sometimes, you know, when you're just wondering for what to do for a background for flowers. So an idea is just to stamp it on some of your mixed media papers, and you've got an instant flower without having to colour it in. Hi Bridget, you alright, lovely? Oh right, I've just had my coffee. So the thing about this, it is fabulous because it's got a mixture of all your bits of ephemera. Your background papers are double-sided, so some of these bigger images I wouldn't use, but I would cut those down and collage the papers. They're just absolutely beautiful. So I think I'm going to use that one. Oh, I love my Daisy stamps. They're just, you can make whatever you want with them really. You can just build them up into a nice bouquet or just a single flower. Alright Glynis, have a lovely trip. Hope everything's okay. So I just want a piece that'll fit down the centre, and I am going to leave a white border around. I just think it looks tidier. However you do yours is up to you. But I like to leave a little border around all of my matte and layering papers. So let's just give that a little measure. So it will be approximately 2 by 4. That'll do. So I'll get the paper trimmer. So some of these, I really like some of these pieces here with the numbers on. So let's just cut myself a little strip down there. I'm just going to do it slightly wider than 2, and then it'll do for the back cover as well. And then 4, just do it slightly wider because I need to chop the little jaggedy edge off that. 2 by 4 for that one. And then for the inside pieces, it'll be about, well, 4 1/4 by 4, let's say 4 2. 4 1/4 by 4 2. Okay. A little jaggedy edge off that. 4 2. There we go. And I'm going to use put a little pocket on the inside as well. So I'm not bothered that she's got a little eye bit there because that'll be hidden. So let's just get those stuck down. Yeah, so I'm going to put a little pocket on that corner. At the back. And because they're all colour coordinated it doesn't really matter where you put things, what you put where, because it all matches up. I'm going to do the outside one a little bit longer actually. Okay, that can go there, and it just means then that I can stick this little bit on here. Now, because this is the main spine and it's going to get a lot of movement, again I'm going to use double-sided sticky tape first, just to hold it in place, and then the wet glue so that it's permanent. I wouldn't just use double-sided for any of my albums that have got movement to the pages, because it will deteriorate over time, your tape. It does dry out, the glue on it, so I would always recommend you use your wet glue with it as well. So I've left a little gap, top and bottom, so again try not to get any on the little flaps at the side, because that's my hinges for my pages to go on, so I don't want them wet just at the minute. So again, if it's easy to lay it out flat so that you can centralise it, but basically we're just going to try and put that in the centre as best we can. Let's move that over a little bit. That'll do, donkey. So that's our hinge mechanism now in place on our book cover. So there we go. So that's the structure of the book finished. So now I'm going to work on some of the inside pages. So for them you need this 3B template. So the idea of this, it gives you different options of what you want to do. So it'll give you, it's going to be a side loading pocket effectively. So it gives you the option of having a pocket with a little flap on it. It can also give you just a single page, so you could just attach that to the spine so it has like a single page, or you can have it as a double page where that's attached to your spine and you just use those two pages, that flips over, so you've got like a little flip out page rather than a pocket page. So there's different options. So what I'm going to do is a different pages for each bit of it. It's a bit like that big tall top loading pocket, that album that I did the other week. So I'll just show you the different options that you can use using the template. So again, I'm going to use cardstock to cut my pages from, and whatever I'm doing, I need 6 pages in total, because I've got 6 little spines for my hinges. It means I can create 6 different pages. So the first one I'm going to do is this pocket page. I'm going to do a little flap on it as well for the closure. So I'm going to draw around the whole of the template, and I'm going to do 2 of these. Again with the little flap top, and then I'm going to do 1 page that's just a double page. I should be able to get one more off this one. So for this, I'm drawing around the template, but I'm just drawing the spine and the top of the page, and I don't need that little notch because I'm not making it into a pocket page, so I can just line all that up and draw a straight line across, because it's not going to be a folded over page with a pocket. Let's just add the spine and the middle crease. So that's 3 sets of pages done. So I need another one of those double pages. So again, line that up. Miss the notch out because I don't need that. And then just line my template back up just to get that straight line across. And then the last page, I'm just going to do a single page. So again, just line it up. So I'm always going to need that spine there on the left. But I only need 1 page. Now, it is going to be it's going to have plenty of pages. It's going to have the flip out pages as well from the other template, so you've got absolutely tons of space to add photos, journaling. So even though I've only got 2 pocket pages, it's going to be quite roomy for the rest of your stuff. So I'm just going to be quick with my scissors. I could use my paper trimmer. However you want to cut yours is entirely up to you. So that one, that one. Oh yeah, I needed to do the spine on that one. I did confuse myself there. I thought, I'm sure I've done 3 templates there. That's it. I needed to do that spine there. There we go. That's it. So I've got 2 single pages. I've got a double page. And then on this one I've got a double page and 2 pocket pages. But like I say, it's entirely up to you what makeup you do for your album. You could do 6 pocket pages, it doesn't matter, they'll all fit. So that's the other double page. And then with your notches, if it's easier, get a circle punch just to notch that out if you're not good at cutting a notch, but it's entirely up to you. Use the template, have it flat, you don't need to notch it. Just notch mine. So that's 1 pocket page. And then that's the other pocket page. There we go. So I'll just do all the creases on those. I've got to be careful with my bin because I've got a plastic bag that's got all the gubbins that was on the desk before my live, and then I've also got my bin bag, and I need not to put the bin bag stuff in the bag that's got all the good stuff in, and vice versa. So that'll be interesting later. Unpacking my bag that I threw everything in to clear my desk. So nice creases. these sections. That's a little pocket flap. La, 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 la. Last one. Yeah, it's not the best bone folder, this. I think it came with the paper trimmer, but because it's not the nice Teflon-y one, they start to go at the end. It is, Gillian. You're right. Yeah. Well, that's why I like it, because you don't have to get any heavy machinery out with your die cutting machines. You know, you can travel with them as well. They're very portable and they're very light to store as well. They're just lovely. I'll just get rid of some of my pencil lines. Let's try and be a bit good. Said to Steve, I bought like a big box of 100 pencils. These pencils. I don't know where they are. No idea where they are. I sometimes get them for workshops and things, so the only thing I can think of, they're in the shed of doom, because I might have used them last at one of my festival workshops that I did. Okay, so I'm going to crease all my creases. Crease all my creases, give them a good score down. Make sure everything's nice and lined up. Yeah, I'm going to store mine in a better... I'm going to put them all in little wallets now. After me setting fire to some of them by accident, Laura, because I had my blooming candle underneath it. So some of them have melted a little bit. Hi, Christine. You're all right, lovely. Yes, I will list the items. They're also tagged in the live as well, Christine. So when you watch on Catch Up, they will be tagged there. But I will, once I've put the final project up, I will list everything that I've used as well, lovely. But yeah, I'm going to use some little plastic wallets to store them in, and then I won't lose them because I'm forever taking 2 or 3 out to use and then forgetting to put them back. So I do have a little pile of lost loosed ones that I need to figure out. You're very welcome. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just to show you, on the template for the pocket page, there is a little dot there. There is a little dot there, and that's if you want to add a little fastener. You know, if you want to add a little split pin brad fastener to close your pocket. So I'm actually going to do that, but I need to get my paper on the top first. So I'm going to decorate the page, these 2 pages first, the pocket pages first, then I can attach my little Bradleys to them. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter which way you've done it, because I did that one upside down. It'll all work together. See, that goes over the top like that. So that's how. Yeah, I normally have it so that my flaps at the bottom. So if you get in the position where your flaps at the top, turn it so your flaps at the bottom, so that folds down on top of it and it goes like that. Yeah, exactly, Sue. That's the problem, isn't it? You get using them and then it all goes to pot, doesn't it? So as long as when you're putting it together, it looks like that with your flap at the bottom, this bottom flap facing down, and then that goes over the top. Yeah, see, you're really organised, Gillian. You're very organised. I'm not really that organised yet. I will be, because I've actually got the builders coming to do me flooring as well soon. So that'll be comedy, because we've got to try and pack the room up very soon. So that's just going to be chaos raining, but still. Okay, let's find some nice pattern paper to go on these books. See, there's all sorts. There's flowers, there's toppers. I love these. I love them. I did use the quintessential with the last book, didn't I? I'll have to use one of the other books next time. Well, I could use one of the new ones now. I tell you what, right, I've done the inside covers, but let's just get one of the other books. Oh, Christine, I will be, lovely. I've had a lot on and I've not been very well, so I'm sort of having a bit of a pause, and then I will be restarting very soon. We've had a lot going on. Just talk amongst yourselves a second while I get the other book. Oh, excuse my nose. Right, let's have a look. Forever in blue jeans. Right, blue denim. Blue denim. Oh, I think I used the past time actually, but I'm going to use... You have still got that one, haven't you, Laura? I hope so. I hope so. The urban blue denim one. I think Laura might have it. Hopefully. But I thought I'd use a different one, and then it gives you an idea then. Yes, lovely. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. I was looking on the web page, but sometimes it comes up and it says oh no, what's the substitute? Not now. Oh no. Oh, they've sent gravy for the cat food. Well, good luck with them eating that. Oh, mixed grapes. Red grapes. Okay, sorry about that. I was just seeing what substitutes they've sent me. Oh, Laura will understand this. They're sending gravy instead of jelly. And it's one of those big 48 pouch packs. Goodness sake, I don't know whether we'll eat it. Anyway, I'm blue jeaning it for a change. There we go. I'm going to blue jean it. You little devil. So this has lots of lovely collaged peppers. So again, I know, Laura. I know. Anyway, he's on his way, the driver. That'll get Steve to open his eyes. Okay, so I've cut a few pieces out of this. Oh, I do like this. I want to make bags that look like this. I have made a denim bag with little odd bits on it, so I'm going to use this as a little guide to making some bags. Okay, so for my papers, like I say, you don't need large sizes to put on your pockets, so you can get quite a few pages out of one sheet, and they're about just less than 4x4 to be honest. So these you can do 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and that's if you leave yourself a little gap, probably a bit squarer than that. 3 7/8 maybe by 3 3/4. No, that's fine. Okay, 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So let's get these cut down. So for now, I know I need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 pages. So 2 on each of those, 4 on those, and 2 on the pocket pages. So I think that's 16. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong anyway. They always do. Okay, so let's cut that down. Let's cut that down so I can get quite a few pages out of one sheet. 3 3/4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of one sheet with a little strip left. That's a nice one. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, last one. And then I've got little bits and pieces left for the top. So these are the pages I want to concentrate on to start with. So for this, I'm just going to pop the template on there, just so I've got an idea for the width of that to cut it down. And then if that fits, I can cut the rest down. So that needs to come in a bit, that needs to be chopped down a bit. Oh, we're nearly there for that. That'll do, donkey. There is an easy way of doing this, but I didn't do it. The easiest way is just draw around your template and then just cut it down a little bit, which I'll do now. Oh, where's the template gone? There we go. Right, let's shift all that out of the way. So the easiest way is just to get your template, just draw around it. All right, Michelle, speak to you soon, lovely. You take care of yourself. It's nice you got a bit of a break, lovely. So I need 4 of these, so I'll do 1, 2. That won't quite fit. So like I did with the cover, the inside cover, I'll just cut them out, but I'm just going to then cut inside that line by a few millimetres. So I'll just follow the pattern, but just come in a little bit so that it will then fit comfortably with a little border around it. So that's the easiest way of doing it, rather than faffing about like I did, is just cut a little bit off the sides. There we go. So I've got 3 of these done. I'll need another one to do. And it also means with the shopping that's come, Steve has to put it away. Because I always say, well, I've done the shopping, even though I've done it from my phone. Yeah, bad news, Steve. The big cat food, yeah, the big cat food's gravy, not jelly. Uh-oh. Steve, it's a disaster. Buffle knows it's here already, little swine. Let's just draw around another 2 pieces. Right, let's just shift them out of the way, because they're just a little bit in the way there. Right. Okay, so I've got 2 of those pieces, so just for showing you what I'm going to do. Right, so that's going to be the inside of the flap. So that's going to be, let's do that colour, and let's get the outside done first. So that's going to be the outer bit of the flap. So when it's all folded up, that'll be the outside of the flap. So I'm going to stick that down first. So yours will eat just gravy. Ours are just, well, they'll eat it, but good luck to anybody doing the cat poo tray afterwards with blooming jelly, gravy. There we go. So that's that bit done. Let's just trim that flap there, that's it. And then I'm going to get my little Bradley pit. Let's make sure that's nice and even. Yeah, well, Steve does ours, but he really hates it. He really hates it. Right, let's see if I can find my brads now. Are you there? Yes, you are there. You're being very good. You're being very good, and you are where you're supposed to be. Let's just get the box out. A small Jenga tower starting to appear, but we'll deal with that another time. Okay, brad pins, book plates and corners. Right, so I want, let's see what little brads I've got. I'll have to do my little ones, little brass ones. No, I've got some nice ones that've got little beads on them. Kibble, wow. Ours would think they'd been sent to prison if they just had dry food, wouldn't they, Steve? Right, so let's get some nice blue split pins. 1, 2, I need 4 all together. Of course I don't have 4 of the dark blue, so I'll put some light blue ones on as well. That'll do. Right, there my little Bradley pits. So on your template you'll have a little dot as a little guide. Just, you can put it where you want, to be honest. So just be careful, adult supervision, or plasticine and a pencil like they used to do at Blue Peter. And then take your split pin through your little hole. Yeah, we tend to do that, Laura. Any little in-between snacks is dry food as well. But you have to be stealth though in the kitchen with Waffle, because if you move he thinks that's feeding time. So on the back of that I'm just going to add a little bit of double-sided tape. I won't take the backing off yet because I need to put the back paper on that. So that's the front bit of it. And then I'll add that inside page that I've cut. Let's get my tape off. There we go. So again, a little bit of glue just around the edge. So that's dealt with the little inside bit of your Bradley pit. There we go. So I need a piece of backing paper on this. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Don't want to cover that one up. Let's put... Oh, they're all nice. That's the problem. That's quite a nice one. Yeah, let's do that one. Okay, so when you're doing it, just remember which way up your paper is, because you're going to stick this together. If you're using brads, you're going to stick it together before you've actually put the pocket page together. I'll just trim a little notch back out. There we go, and then just position your little dot wherever you want your extra brad to go. So I'm just going to do mine about there. So it's so much easier to do all this before you put your pocket together. So again, your little brad pit can go in there. Fasten that off, Again, a little bit of double-sided tape on the back of that. I'm going to take the backing off, and then I'm just going to use a little scrap of the paper that I've got left just to cover that tape, because that's going to be hidden anyway, but it just stops any gouging your fingers open when you're putting your inserts in and out. And now I can put this pocket together. So again, I'm going to use a little bit of tape first, just for that quick grip, and then I'm going to add wet glue as well for the permanent hold. There we go. So that's my pocket page. Just need to put a piece of paper on the back. That's very lovely. And I know I won't get it finished today, so what I'll plan to do is actually do a little video finishing this off, and I'll upload it onto That's Crafty YouTube channel. And well, I'll put it on here, but they get deleted anyway, so I'll keep it on the That's Crafty YouTube channel, the part 2 of this where I finish it off. Okay, so that's that little bit done. So all I need now is a little bit of string to wrap around it. I know that's in this bag because I threw it in before. I've just got some cord, some fine-ish cord. Might be a bit too thick, we'll see. It might be okay. Might be okay. So I'll just a little double knot around this part of it, and then obviously just wrap it around however many times you need it, just to fasten that pocket in place. What I might do, I've got some beads as well. I'm going to add a little bead on the bottom of that and just knot it off. But that's that little pocket page done. So I will now insert that into my album cover. So that's our first page. And you know what? It doesn't matter that the quintessential's on first, because they'll all mix and match. I just think they're a beautiful collection, this Ciao Bella, and I do really have one of every one of them. So a little bit of wet glue now on this little flap, back and front. Don't overload it because you don't want it oozing everywhere. But a little line of glue, top and bottom, back and front. And then you're just giving it a squeeze like that, little gentle squeeze, and that fits over the top of that mechanism. And then just line it up, squish it together with your fingers first before you do any messing about and moving it, because you want it as nice and stuck as you can. And then drop it down and give it a press down and just manoeuvre it backwards and forwards, just so that you know that that's nice and stuck down. So that then is our first little page in our album, which is our little pocket page. So for the other 2 pages, I'm just going to stick those in because I don't have to do any messing about with any mechanisms or anything. So for this one, I'm just going to stick this directly onto the little spine. Yep, so it's just going to go directly onto the spine. And what I'm going to do is cut a little slather of paper that's going to be this size, just leaving a little border, that I will position over the top once it's glued in place. So again, I'm just going to glue the back of this, so I don't need to glue the front because I'm only attaching one page. So I've just glued the back. I'm just going to line that up so it's fairly centrally positioned. Use the one that you've already just stuck in as a guide to line it up so it's level, top and bottom. If you need to manoeuvre it, you can do. But just position that page. Again, give it a good press down before you mess about with it. Then lay it flat to make sure it's nice and stuck down. But if you can see now, I've got that little flap there that's overlapping. So all I need to do is cut myself a little piece from some of my leftovers there that will just fit over that spine piece. So if I trim that off, that might just be big enough. Let me just see. Oh, it's a bit wonky donkey. Let's just straighten it up a little bit. But that will then, so this is like just a little bit of the leftover piece. So don't waste those just yet, because that will fit over the top and it just hides that little mechanism there. And obviously if you wanted to, you could always stick a little slither of paper down that bit there in the centre, the flat bit of your hinge, so that then just sticks down like that and covers that piece up. And then I can get these pages stuck on. And because I know all my paper, is that way or is that way? I'll do it that way, I think. Because I know all my paper is coordinated, I can just throw them on and I know that they'll go whatever way I do them. That way, yeah. So you don't really have to think too much about it as you're doing it. The only thing you perhaps might think about is if you want to put an extra little pocket on it first. So that can go that way. Yes, I've cut one side slightly longer than the other. Oh, I love it already. And then obviously I need a little strip for that bit as well, because that's not hidden. That there. That there. Okay, so that's the next two pages, and that's how quick you can actually put these together. So if you cut all your pages out ready, that didn't take too long to actually cut these map pages out either. So that's my first page. Obviously I need to do the little insert page for this, but that's my first page, is a little pocket page, and I can put anything in there. I don't necessarily need to put an actual page. I can put tags, tickets. It doesn't have to be a page, it can be ephemera that you use for that pocket page. And then we've got these two pages that flip out and flip over. I just need an extra little piece that's going to go there. And then I've got that single fold page that will go at the back like that. So for this page I'm actually going to add a pocket to it. So let's just add the page first. Let's line that up like we did with the other two pages, making sure, That's nice and even, stuck down. I'll cover that with a spare piece of paper. But for this one, I want to create a bucket for it. Okay, so let's get my template. So that's my page template there. So I'm going to use that as a guide to create my pocket. So I know that bit is the size of my page where those crease lines are. So if I get my cardstock, and make sure I've got that little crease line there, and I've got space to the right to add another crease line. And I'm going to create two pockets, one for this page and one for the other page, so I'm actually drawing around the whole of that page. Yeah, so I've got that bit and the page as a single page, and then I'm just going to move the template back up to draw that line there. And then I'm going to put my template back on to draw another line there, and then move my template down to draw another line on the outside. So if I use my pencil and ruler just to line everything up, you'll know what it's looking like. So this is another way to add extra detail to your pages. So what I've got a flap here, a flap here, a flap here, and a flap there. And all I'm going to do then is just get the halfway point of this. It doesn't have to be exact, but let's just use my ruler to find the halfway point of that, which is probably about just over 1.5 inches. So that when I cut this out now, I'm going to cut straight across where I've just done that halfway line. And then cut that down, so I've actually got two pockets created with one page. So what I want to do is just miter those corners, I'm going to chop a little bit off that one so it looks like that. Exactly the same with the other. Diagonal line across, diagonal line across, and then crease those outside lines.
Virgin Media, cold calling.
Oh. And then just crease your little lines there. So that's one pocket done. And I'll do exactly the same for the other pocket, for the other single page. So I've still used all my templates, I've not had to use anything different. Let's just tidy that little crease up a little bit. There we go. So that's a little pocket there. So let's get my page. which is there. Now that's going to be positioned like that. Yep. So I'm going to get my backing paper first. Oh, it's got a little butterfly wing on the top of that. Let's see a different one. There we go, the lacy one. Let's make sure it's the right way up. Okay, so that's my backing paper. I'm going to slide that into the pocket. Yep. And then I'm going to add glue to my pocket. Let's just trim that little extra bit off there. So I'm going to fold my flaps down. Like that. And then I'm going to add glue to the back of this. And then position that over the top straight away so that that's now stuck behind the pattern paper and it's stuck to the main page. And because I've used, oh, look at the state of my dirty fingers, and because I've used the page as the template itself, that pocket fits exactly how I want it to fit. So I've not had to do any extra measuring, I've just used the page itself as the template. And obviously I'll just use some backing paper to go on that. So that's another way of using your template to create extra features. So it's just a little pocket page. I obviously need a little strip down there, a strip down there. So I'm going to continue building on this, but I'll record as I'm doing it and I'll upload it because it's now 12:30 and I'm absolutely goosed, lovelies. So what I'm going to do, just to give you an idea, I'm going to continue adding the pages. So what I'm going to do next is add the second single page to this, and I'll put the pocket on the outside of the page, so it's like a mirror image. So when the next page goes on, it'll have a blank page to match this blank page, a pocket on the outside. The second page will be this flip page, and it will flip out in the opposite direction to this, so it'll be a mirror image. So where that flips out that way, the page behind will flip out to the right. And then again, my pocket page, I might actually do it so that the flap goes on this side. Yeah, but what I'll do, I'll carry on, because I've got a new camera to try as well, so I'll carry on recording as a different video. I'll upload that to YouTube, and it'll be a part 1 that'll be listed as this one, and then part 2 where I actually finish it. And it's probably going to be a good hour, an hour and a half for the one that I finish, because the extra bit is going to have these little flip out pages as well. So I'm going to show you how to do these. So these are like a little addition. The pages are slightly smaller than the ones that we've got, but these add all your little flip outs, your little extra pocket pages, your little tab pages. So I'll do that as well in the second video. But I'm absolutely goosed now. So thank you so much for joining me. I know I've not been like 100%, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Yeah. Yeah, don't mind it. So what I'm going to do, I also just need to fold that section down on itself as well. I'm going to give that an extra little crease, because usually it'll be a pocket page where the pages slip over that. It's just overlapping a little bit, so what I'm going to do is add a little crease to this so that it's like a little double fold, so it'll fold up on itself when it's actually in the album, because it's just overlapping, if you see what I mean. But I'll do that where it overlaps there. I'll show you now. I'm just going to put an extra crease down there. I'm going to use my fine tool. It is easier to do the folding before you actually stick it on, but I'm actually just going to give that an extra crease so it folds that page over on itself like that, so that when it sits in the album it sits in without overlapping. So it's going to be like a little crease like that. Can you see? It's like a little Z. Yep. So I'm going to actually stick that over the top of it. So it's easier to do it before you stick it on. So let's just give that a crease, and I'll stick it on now so you know what I mean. So I've creased half of that so it folds over on itself. Yep. So when I attach that, I'll stick it to itself over the top of the flap. So again, a bit like the folds that we did for the Christmas albums, those little book box albums. So it's like a little step that I've created. So it's like a little mini pocket that gets stuck over the top. So all I've done, I've folded that in half. Yep. Folded that back on itself so it looks like that, like a little step. And then if you glue that bit and that bit together, that will then straddle that lining. Then it'll straddle that little flap, and it just means that your page is tucked inside your cover. So it is easier to do it before you stick your pages in. But that one, I'll just cut the excess off of that, but I will stick that on itself, so it just brings it in a little bit so it doesn't overhang your page. Yep. And I'll stick that down like that. So when you close your book, it doesn't stick out. And I'll do that for the other pages as well. The other option is just to cut your spine in half. So the other option is just to cut that in half and just stick half of that, so you're not having to do any folds as well. So different options. So that can just be cut in half and stuck over the top, so it's half that width, which is probably the easiest option. And for that one, I'm going to stick just the bottom bit of that, stick that to that. There we go. So that's the other option, and it's a lot it's a lot easier and a lot quicker if you just cut the spine in half. But we all learn at the same time, don't we? There we go. I will tidy that up. It's my dirty fingers. But it just sits then nicely in the book and it doesn't overhang. But I'll cut a nice page off that because it's a bit dirty. Oh, but anyway, there we go. That's it. We're done for today. So I'll go back over that in the next video, just to make that a little bit clearer. So that, because you don't want it overhanging, do you? Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. We got there in the end. Bit discombobulated. Need to go and have a lie down now. But thank you so much. All the links for all the products are in the description, and it'll also be on the video as well in the comment section. Alright, lovelies, thank you for joining. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.